I thought you'd be hard to catch. For the record, this is my plan.
What if events went differently? What if Star-Lord didn't punch Thanos on Titan? What if Peter Quill didn't give into his emotions by punching Thanos in the face with his gun? How could this small little change affect the original Marvel timelines as a whole? Find out in today's MCU fanfiction. Just like our original timeline, the heroes fought on Titan and Thanos was being ganged up on. Our new timeline sets in as the fight is still happening, and it leads into Nebula crashing her ship and fighting Thanos. This is a really important scene, and we can't shy away from it because this scene in our timeline completely changes during these moments with Nebula. She got out of the ship and started attacking Thanos, yelling where Gamora was. She started hitting Thanos with her weapon like the original timeline and demanded to know where she was, because Thanos in the original universe cared for her, and we can see that he doesn't fully attack Nebula with the gauntlet. But in this new timeline, when Nebula brings up Gamora, Thanos becomes angered, knowing what he did was wrong, to get the Soul Stone, and after being reminded that he killed her, he snapped at Nebula and he used the Power Stone on her. She fell to the ground fully knocked out in this timeline. This small little change with Thanos knocking her out changes the entire timeline of Avengers Infinity War, because without her being in the scene where Thanos is in that frozen state reminding Star-Lord where Gamora was, Star-Lord wouldn't have known she was dead, so he wouldn't attack Thanos in this new timeline. Star-Lord runs in and sees Nebula knocked out as she wasn't moving from the massive Power Stone attack. There wasn't a lot of time and the heroes needed to take the gauntlet off of Thanos. Iron Man yelled at Star-Lord and they all saw him looking at Thanos, and he knew he needed to help them take the gauntlet off. Spider-Man and Iron Man started pulling on the gauntlet and Star-Lord came in helping them. They used all of their might to remove the gauntlet from Thanos' arm, and Spider-Man grabbed the gauntlet in time and Thanos was still in his frozen state. Mantis told the heroes she wasn't going to be able to keep up her powers because he was becoming too strong, slowly breaking free from her grasp. Spider-Man gave Iron Man the gauntlet, and Doctor Strange told them to be ready when he wakes up, and they needed to finish him off before anything bad could happen. Star-Lord couldn't figure out Gamora died yet because Nebula was knocked out, and after they grabbed the gauntlet, he ran to see as she was slowly getting up, but Nebula's parts were severely damaged. Thanos screamed in pain as he tried throwing Mantis off of him. Mantis went flying into the air, but Spider-Man grabbed her with his webs in time. Thanos looked at his hand in shock as he just stood there, knowing that he had absolute power, but the Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy defeated him. He screamed, trying to fight Doctor Strange, but Strange told him there was no use in fighting because he was going to be easily defeated by them, and he knew it was only one of him versus an army of heroes. Star-Lord helped Nebula up, and she told him what Thanos might have done to get the Soul Stone, and Star-Lord became angry like the original timeline, but this time it was a fair fight, and he jumped into action, flying around Thanos, shooting him. Thanos was getting damaged from this really easily because he had no armor to defend himself, and he revealed that he did kill Gamora, and a massive fight happened with Star-Lord and Drax defeating him. Spider-Man used his webs, knocking Thanos to the ground as Drax kicked him in the face, and Star-Lord used his rocket boots, and they went straight into Thanos' face as he fell to the ground stunned. Star-Lord pointed a gun at Thanos and he removed his mask. Doctor Strange in the background was trying to create a portal to go back to Earth, and Iron Man yelled at Star-Lord that there wasn't much time and they needed to go and study the stones so they could destroy them once and for all, because it was the only way to defeat Thanos and his plan. Iron Man and Doctor Strange knew that they weren't fully safe from Thanos because the Black Order could somehow still get a hold of the stones. Iron Man had PTSD still from Thanos, kind of like Iron Man 3, and he couldn't be brought to kill him because in this alternate timeline there was a massive rush to get to the Earth, and Tony wanted to destroy the stones first, or at least use its power to then kill Thanos and the Black Order. Star-Lord wanted to kill Thanos, and he was about to pull the trigger until Thanos told Star-Lord that if he got the Soul Stone, he would be able to bring back Gamora, and he laughed at him, saying that they were going to destroy the stones, so without that stone, all would be lost for him. Thanos told Star-Lord to bring the gauntlet to him, and that they were going to figure a way to bring her back, and Star-Lord knew he was lying, and he couldn't be tricked. He was about to pull the trigger, but he would put his gun away, leaving, as Thanos was yelling at him. Star-Lord turned around, shooting Thanos 3 times, and Thanos fell to the ground, knocked out. The heroes went into the portal, leaving for Wakanda. The Battle of Wakanda still was playing out the same, and in this brand new timeline, after the Avengers defeated the Black Order, a giant orange portal went off in the air as Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Star-Lord, Drax, Nebula, and Spider-Man came out of the portal. So this time, Thanos isn't there to get all of the stones. All of the heroes in Wakanda were broken and almost beaten as they saw a light of hope. Iron Man had the gauntlet in his hand and walked up to the other heroes from Wakanda. There was a massive argument with Captain America and Iron Man, but Doctor Strange interrupted them, saying that they needed to destroy the gauntlet fast before any future damage was done to it. They went off into the Wakanda laboratory and did tests on the gauntlet. Star-Lord told Iron Man that they needed the Soul Stone to try and save Gamora, and there would be a massive argument with who would get the gauntlet and what was going to happen to it. Doctor Strange explained that the damage was done, and if they went back in time and tried to save Gamora, they wouldn't get another chance at the gauntlet, and there would be too many risks. A massive fight played out between Iron Man and Star-Lord in the lab, but Star-Lord was stopped by Captain America and Spider-Man. Doctor Strange agreed to destroy the stones, but they would only destroy the Power Stone, Reality Stone, and the Space Stone. The events of Avengers Endgame were stopped in this alternate reality because the heroes teamed up to destroy some of the stones, and Captain America and Iron Man put their differences aside, becoming the Avengers once again. Thanos was still alive in this alternate reality, and the Guardians of the Galaxy would hunt him down and kill him for killing Gamora, and Peter Quill would get his revenge. Doctor Strange still protected the Time Stone, and Vision wouldn't die, so he would still be alive in the 2018 timeline. Iron Man and Spider-Man wouldn't fight Mysterio because of Avengers Endgame, so those events wouldn't happen, and Mysterio wouldn't try to be the next Iron Man. Captain America in this timeline didn't bring the rest of the stones back in time because of the new events, so an alternate version of himself going back in time wouldn't happen. What are your thoughts on this alternate timeline, and do you think these events could play out in the many Marvel universes? This reality retcons the original 14 million universes, and I do feel like if the heroes were able to capture the gauntlet on Titan, all of the original events wouldn't have happened, and the events like these, where all the heroes meet up and destroy the stones to prevent the snap, would happen like this, bringing a new end to the timeline, and this universe would be a more happy ending to Avengers Infinity War. If I did go to the 14 million universes where they fail, I do think I would have added Ultron making a return after the Avengers reformed, and maybe he gets the gauntlet and rules the world, but this is just my thoughts for one of those alternate realities if this ended up happening. And what is your thoughts on what if Star-Lord didn't punch Thanos in Avengers Infinity War? If you guys did enjoy this fan fiction, do make sure to subscribe, like, share, and turn your notifications on so you and your friends are all up to date with the latest content. But anyways, as always guys, thanks for tuning in and have an amazing day.